Christians are aware that the culture is shifting around us and that it is becoming increasingly difficult to call yourself a Christian. And I believe that as a result of these pressures, we have a growing awareness of the importance of knowing our sacred text. But within the church, I think what we're seeing is a full-blown Bible literacy crisis. We have people who have been in the church their entire lives who only have a casual relationship with their sacred text. And I believe that if the church is to remain the strong voice that it needs to, we're going to need to get closer to the Bible than we have been in perhaps the last several decades. If you look at the research on this, it shows that less than 50% of adults can name all 4 of the Gospels. I think it's 60% of all adults can't name more than 5 of the 10 commandments. And you may say, well, why does that even matter? Like, why do we need to have that kind of knowledge of our text? And I would say that when attacks come against what we believe, the first line of defense that we have is knowing whether our own text is being used in a way that is pulling something out of context. And in order to understand whether something's being used in context or not, we have to have firsthand knowledge of what the text says. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, man, I don't know that I could name what happened on the 4th day of creation, or I don't know that I could name any of the 12 disciples if I were pressed to, or maybe I could get 3 or 4 of them, and then it would kind of trail off into an awkward silence. My encouragement to you would be, it's time to start, because this is going to be an increasingly pressure-packed area within our culture of, do you even know what the Bible says? And if we're going to be those who are able to offer a reason for what we believe, it will mean that we need to be those who love the Bible and thereby the God of the Bible in a way that perhaps in the last 30 or 40 years we've lost track of. I think we can get it back, and I think that it's time for us to start.